Hey, what's up and welcome, I'm the one and only WestCoastKing, and welcome back to the Hamburg career, where today we are getting in to this pivotal January transfer window. I don't know how this is going to go. Honestly, I don't even know where we're going to begin. We're going to try to get Bernd Leno. That's kind of, objective A. Objective B is swapping Gotoku Sakai for somebody because he's going to leave on a pre-contract, and I'd ideally like to get some value for him. Honestly, we need backup fullbacks, maybe another center mid. I don't know. We need a lot of things, not a whole lot of money to do it with. Like I said, I don't know how this is going to go, so let's just get into this transfer window and see how it plays out. So before we can even get to the transfer window, we're not actually quite to January yet. We have an email saying that Christoph Bauer wants out of the youth academy. He has pretty decent potential, 80 to 90, but his overall is not the greatest. He'd take a lot of training to get up to the point where he could actually join the first team. So I'm going to give him his contract. I'm going to offer him a contract, but I'll probably send him out on loan for the rest of this season once we hit that January transfer window, see how he does out on loan, and then next season, I'll decide whether I want to dedicate that training to him and get him up to a point where he can join the first team, or maybe we'll just let him sit on the bench for a while. Alright, so we have yet another problem. Again, before we've even hit the January transfer window, Gregorich has handed in a transfer request. He wants to leave. He says he's unsettled, which just usually means that he wants more money. Honestly, I prefer Kekuta Mane and Cristo Gonzalez in that center attacking mid-role over Gregorich. So I'll be happy to sell him. Honestly, that'll bring in a little bit more money. We can use all the funds that we can get. So I'll try to sell Gregorich in this upcoming transfer window as well. And we have yet another player wanting out of the youth academy. This one's interesting. It's Oliver Roth. He's 6'6", a goalkeeper with tremendous potential, 82 to 92. Goalkeepers skyrocket in their overall if you dedicate a little bit of training to them. So I'm going to offer him a contract as well. And if we can't get Bernd Leno, this is going to probably be our fallback option. We'll just keep Adler the rest of the season, and this guy will eventually take over for Adler if we can't get Bernd Leno. Obviously, I'm going to try to get Leno. That's, that is priority number one. But it's good to know we have at least a fallback option if we can't make that happen. All right, so finally we've hit January 1st, and we immediately have an offer in on Gregorich. It's from Stuttgart for 7.5 million. I probably want a little bit more. I'll probably counter for 8.5 just to see if they'll take it. Honestly, I don't know if it's going to make a difference, though, because I got an email on January 1st that said that Gregorich is a problem and they've accepted an offer for him already. So they might just sell him immediately without me even getting a chance to do anything. But I'd like to get a little bit. I could probably get, like, if I waited for the right offer, I might be able to squeeze 9.5 to 10 million out of this. But I'm just going to try to make this deal happen as quickly as possible to try to get a little bit more money for him. We also have a transfer offer in for Bobby Wood. It's from Marseille. It's for $12.5 million. You know what? I really don't think so. I'm not interested in selling him at all. All right, so are you ready for the good news now? Bernd Leno only wants $110,000 per week in wages. At least that's what his demands are. I'm sure if I offer him $110K, he'll come back saying that he, to move, he wants a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and offer him $120K. But either way, even if he wants 130, I'm pretty confident we're going to get this deal done. Unless somebody swoops in and gets him before I do, I see no reason why this deal is not going to get done. I'm like 99% confident we'll have Bernd Leno come next season. Well, all this stressing I was doing leading up to this transfer window about maybe not having enough money to get Bernd Leno, it's done. It's a done deal. 120K. He accepted the first contract that I offered him. Looks like he's ready to get out of Leverkusen. He's 88 rated. We're going to have one of the best goalkeepers in the world on our team next season. I am so stoked for that. Come on, boys. That's a huge pickup. Well, it's a good thing we have a little bit of money left over after that Bernd Leno deal, because now Jordan Morris wants a new contract, and he is one of the players I do want to hang on to. Thankfully, he only wants a 5K per week increase in his wages. I don't think that's going to be too much of a problem. I don't think he'll want a squad role increase either. I think he should. I think he'll take that contract. That's not too bad of one. That's not too bad. Just 5K per week. That's not bad. So in a surprising twist here, I'm actually going to go ahead and offer Gotoku Sakai a new contract. The reason being, We've sold Gregorich, so we have the money to do this. I like Gotoku Sakai as a player. On top of this, he fills multiple roles on this team, and I've looked at every left back and right back that we can afford right now. None of them are as high rated as Gotoku Sakai, and all of them are getting paid about $40,000 to $45,000 per week in wages. So I'd be paying almost the same amount of money for a player that's not quite as good, albeit they probably have more potential than Gotoku Sakai. But for what we need right now, I think Sakai is just the best that we can do. So I'd rather offer him this new contract and sell him in my own time, on my own terms, rather than being forced into a deal for a player that I don't necessarily like or want. So I'm going to offer him this contract. I do hope that he accepts it, and he stays with us for at least the rest of the season. Next offseason, we'll reevaluate that situation. So I really, really hope he accepts our contract before he accepts a pre-contract from somewhere else. So we're about halfway through the transfer window now, and now is the time I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger here. I'm going to transfer list Filip Kostic just to see what kind of offers I can get in for him. If the price is right, I'm talking like 30 to 35 million is how much I ideally want for him. If the price is right, I'll sell him, and we'll use that money to strengthen the team, probably through pre-contract. So we'll see what we get in for him. And this might be the most relieving message I've gotten all transfer window. Sakai has accepted his new contract from us, so he's staying with us for at least the rest of this season. That is a big relief to me. That solves so many of the problems we were having as far as the roster goes. So that's huge for us. So we do have another offer in now. This one was rather unexpected. It's for Mario Pasalic from Leverkusen for $31.5 million. With the hot streak he's on right now, remember, he scored like every game last episode. I really don't want to sell him. I like the player. I like how much potential. He's got mid to high 80s potential. I really have no interest in selling him, honestly. Plus, that just creates another hole that we'd have to fill. So that's a really, really good offer, and a tempting one. But at this point in this transfer window, there's no way I'm going to be able to make that happen. So we do have 2 games to play in the month of January. The first one's going to be at home against Dortmund. You know our history against them. We pretty much wax that ass every time we play them. They are still running the 3 at the back, as you can see, and they're in 9th place coming in. Honestly, I'm feeling pretty confident about this. Our first choice starting 11 is rested and ready to go. He's had a couple of weeks off. I'm feeling really confident we're going to be able to get this win. We just narrowly get the win, but we do get the 3 points. Emre Can on the goal. That was a little closer than I expected. So we have our first offer in for Filip Kostic. It's not an impressive one. Leverkusen are offering 19.5 million. And correct me if I'm wrong, aren't they the ones that just offered 31.5 million for Pasalic? And they're only offering 19.5 for Kostic. I could be wrong. It might have been someone else that offered for I'm pretty sure it was them though. I have no idea, but I'm definitely not selling him for that. I'm going to counter with what I believe he's worth, which is closer to I don't know, 35 to 40. Let's go 37.5, go right in the middle, and we'll see what they say. I doubt that they'll take it, or I doubt that they'll accept that, but we'll see what they say about it. And Leverkusen have come back with 32. That's closer. I still think he's worth more than that, though. Can I get 35? Give me 35 million. If you give me 35, I'll take that. We'll move forward with Emre Moore, and we can use that money to strengthen the team. Give me 35 million, Leverkusen. Come on. So yet another player that I have transfer listed for this window is our backup goalkeeper, Christian Mathenia. We just have too many goalkeepers right now. We have Adler, Mathenia. I just called up that young goalkeeper Roth, who I'm starting to train up. He'll become a pretty decent goalkeeper. Plus, next season, we're going to have Bernd Leno as well. Mathenia's overpaid. He's unhappy. He wants more playing time. It's just, we need to get rid of him. So, Hanover have offered 5.5 million. They're not going to go more. I've already tried. So, we'll take 5.5 million. That's fine. Honestly, I don't really care. Let's just get him off our books. So, for the final game of this month, we're at home once again, this time taking on Stuttgart. And I'm going to sim this one as well, just to be able to get to more transfer window business. You can see we've made a slight change to the starting 11. Emre Moore is now the starter in there, as Leverkusen did accept the offer for Kostic, and they're trying to agree to personal terms with the player. Once that is done, that deal will be wrapped up. So Emre Moore gets the start in this one. It does weaken our team slightly, But honestly, performance-wise, he couldn't be any worse than Kostic, right? Emre Can stepping up this episode. I like to see that. And Pasalic once again. Our midfield is on a tear lately. What has gotten into Emre Can and Mario Pasalic? So the deals for Mathenia and for Kostic have been finalized. They are out of the team. As you can see, we have $45 million in the transfer budget now. Plus, I'm going to go ahead and do this deal for Gianluca Waldschmidt, also sending him to Hanover. He'll join Mathenia over there. It's for $3.3 million. I feel like we had a surplus of strikers as well. Plus, I'd like to clear a little bit of space in there to try to get Moise Kean more playing time, as he has really high potential. So, Gianluca Waldschmidt, while I really like the player, surplus to needs at this point. All right. You see me here, the full face cam right here, because this next deal that I've somehow managed to pull off, even I didn't expect to happen. I really didn't think it was even a possibility, but I saw someone kept mentioning this name in the comments over and over again. And every time I see it, I'm like, there's no possible way. But I'm sitting here right now with $45 million in my transfer budget. And I'm looking at the team with everybody that we have right now, and everyone that's coming next season, being Bernd Leno. Everyone's got mid to high 80s potential, with the exception of our fullbacks. Yedlin and Santos, I think, are going to be fine. I don't really think you need high-rated fullbacks. If we need an upgrade on them, so be it. You can get a good fullback for about 20 million. Not a big deal. Everybody else, though, has really high potential. Except for one. And that one was Bobby Wood. I know he led the league in scoring last year. You know I love me some Bobby freaking Wood as well. But he just doesn't quite fit with the rest of the team, given the potential of the rest of the team. I think at some point he is going to be holding us back. And with 45 million, I thought, man, we can go get a good player. So that's what I've done. And when I went to this team to try to get this player, didn't think it was going to happen, honestly. I asked, how much you want for this guy? They said 65 million. I'm like, whoa, pump the brakes. I don't have that. Here's what I've got. I'll give you 44 million, but I can't go a penny higher. That's almost everything I've got. That team goes, okay, we'll take that. It's like, for real? My boy, for real. You're going to take 44 for this dude. And they're like, yeah, we'll take 44. If they hadn't gone 44, I was going to have to throw Jordan Morris in there. And I think this would have, the deal would have gone through at that point. Didn't have to do that. We still have Jordan Morris, who might have to be sold now because he just doesn't have a spot. But we'll get to that later. On to what happened here. So I was like, cool, 44 million. I went to the player then. I'm like, your team has accepted the transfer offer for you to come to Hamburg. What do you want in a contract? He's like, I need like 140,000. I'm like, you know what? I have that. I'll give you 145,000 to throw a little cherry on the top to show you that we really mean business. We want you to come here and be the star of this team for the rest of your career. That's how much we want you. It's almost everything we got. We can't offer you more. That's how much we want you, though. We'll give you almost everything we got. And he's like, you know what? I like the way that sounds. I'm willing to come to Hamburg. And that is the story of how we somehow managed to get Gabriel Jesus in the January transfer window. We came into this window with absolutely no money. We came away with Bernd Leno and Gabriel Jesus, and suddenly we have a juggernaut at Hamburg. I don't know what's going to go on with Bobby Wood. I don't know what's going to happen with Jordan Morris. They might compete for playing time. I probably will have to sell one of them, and I'll probably sell Jordan Morris just because Bobby Wood's already been here. He's the established player. Jordan Morris is kind of the odd man out. But enough of that. We'll figure that out another day. Right now, we've got Gabriel Jesus, so let's go ahead and put him in the team, shall we? So that, I think, is a good place to end it for today. I know I didn't actually play any games. We did simulate 2 of them, and we won them both. And we sit in the top spot in the league now, 4 points clear of Bayern Munich. I'm still stunned, honestly. What we came into this transfer window with, basically nothing. And to come out of it with one of the best goalkeepers in the world, albeit coming in next season, and one of the best young striking talents in the world in Gabriel Jesus, or however you say his name. That might be one of the best transfer windows I've ever had. And certainly one of the most unexpected. I never expected in my wildest dreams to pick up Gabriel Jesus in this transfer window. Never even crossed my mind until literally right before I did it. When I looked at that money and said, we got a lot of cash, let's spend it. Otherwise, we're just going to lose it at the end of the season anyway. I still can't believe it happened, but I think this team fits together really well now. We have to see how Gabriel Jesus plays in this team, but I expect him to be phenomenal either way. I think he's a great player. So that's it for this one. If you did enjoy it and you're happy to see Gabriel Jesus in the team, make sure to let me know by leaving a like below. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you when we come back for some more Hamburg career. And it's shaping up to be a very interesting second half of the season. See ya.